All right, boys. So, welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about how you and I are both going to be becoming profitable traders this year. Okay. And I'm going to break down exactly how we're going to do it. And this applies to anybody that has a couple of months to a couple of years' experience that hasn't reached profitability yet. And we're going to be covering exactly the steps that we both need to take to go from here, which is knowing how to trade, to actually consistent profitability. So it starts out with stop looking at what other traders are doing. All right. That's step one. Unfollow pretty much 95% of the traders that you're following at the moment. You're probably wondering why, right? Why unfollow all of these traders? Well, by looking at their stories, and by looking at their progress and their profits and their lifestyle, it can be very negative for our psychology. We think that their strategy is superior to ours. It causes us to sway from our own strategy, our own way of trading. It causes us to compare ourselves, which is just a rabbit hole of negative affirmations to yourself, I guess. And in general, it's a terrible idea because when you follow a lot of traders and you constantly see their profits, it makes you think to yourself, like, oh, my strategy is I'm not seeing this many profits. But the truth of the matter is, you're probably seeing a different person's profits every single day of the week, which then would mean that, they're probably only getting a one or two wins a week and they're not even showing you their losses. So it's a very skewed perspective on trading when you follow a lot of traders because you're constantly seeing profits and it wires your brain to think that, oh, I should be seeing this many profits, right? Which is not the case. So step one is unfollow 95% of the traders that you follow. You can continue to follow anywhere between 1 to 5 traders. All right. I follow 1 to 5 of my favorite traders, who I love their advice. I think they're very logical, very reasonable. They don't flaunt. They don't put on a fake for social media. And I follow 1 or 2 or 3 guys on X, and I just like the way they analyze the charts. It gives me a little bit of inspiration, and that's it really. So on Instagram, I follow just a couple, and then on X, I follow just a couple as well. And I make sure that they're not the ones that are constantly flaunting their lifestyle, flaunting their profits, never showing their losses. People like Justin Whelan, people like Mac Gray, people like Wills FX, and some other examples are Umar Ashraf and um, Wakar Asim. I think that's his name. These guys are legit traders. They don't show off. They just tell you how it is. They show you their wins. They show you their losses. They don't push the lifestyle. And I think it's important that you surround yourself by these type of traders so you have a realistic expectation and realistic look on what trading's actually like, rather than just seeing a shit ton of profits every day, no one showing their losses, an amazing lifestyle, they're super young, and you're like, fuck. It really causes that self doubt and anxiety and can knock your confidence, and it causes you to be in a perpetual state of wanting to change strategies and learn more and try and find that golden strategy. Whether you think about it, whether you think that's what you're doing or not, you are trying to find that secret strategy, which leads us on to point two, right? The way you actually become a profitable trader is you take the knowledge that you already have, whether that be from ICT or just retail concepts, and you take what you like, you take what works for you and you've seen it work for you, and you apply that in the market over and over again to the point where you have a consistent edge. You need to use the knowledge you already have. There's no need to learn anymore now, especially the guys that I'm talking to who have been trading for a while but are not consistently profitable. There is a time where you can stop learning how to trade and you just need to practice. All right. And so that's point two. Use the knowledge you've got, apply it in the market, practice it, refine it, see what works, backtest your strategy, backtest your edge. There's been many times where I thought that I had it, many times. And looking back, when I first thought I had a profitable strategy, I realized that I simply had an entry. I had no higher time frame bias, no narrative, barely any rules, and it was just a simple entry. And I thought I had a strategy. And then over time, I refined my strategy much more to have a bias, to make sure I had a bias. I followed all of my rules. And even then, I wasn't consistently profitable. Now, that has something to do with psychology as well. But after backtesting hundreds of trades, I realized that there are very specific trades amongst those that are high probability, that I have high conviction, high confidence in. And they're the only ones that you should be taking. All right. Take the ones that you have high confidence in, take the ones that you think are high probability, take the ones that when I tell you think of your best trade, take them ones, take the ones that look like that. That is your edge. And the truth is that those type of trades will appear 1 to 3 times a week at most. Sometimes you won't get any a week, sometimes you won't get any for 2 weeks, and sometimes you'll get a couple in 1 week. But the point is that you need to wait patiently like a sniper for your optimal entry, your optimal trade. That means your higher time frame bias is aligned. The time that you're trading is aligned. Maybe something to do with the news and volatility. Is everything's aligned, and then you got your perfect entry, and then you just place the trade, and then you expect to lose it, because if you still expect to win, it's going to have a negative effect on your psychology, right? Still expect to lose it, but take the most optimal trade. So that's point number two. Point number three is that just submit to the process, submit to time, submit to backtesting, submit to the refinement process, finding yourself, understanding your psychology, journaling. Just submit to it, all right? Because when you put a time frame on your success, when you don't reach that, if you don't reach that, it's going to be very, very bad for your psychology. Now, I've had this recently where I thought by 21 I would be a multi-millionaire, successful guy, watching all these rich YouTubers while I was a kid, right? And I'm 21 now, and I've been trading for around 3 years. And only now am I starting to see and understand the truth of trading, the truth behind consistent profitability. Only now am I really starting to see it for what it is. Before, I just thought I'd get rich by doing it. That's why we all start. It's acceptable, but you have to get to a stage where you realize that you have to focus on the process and not the outcome. Do the things you need to do every day and then submit to time. That means backtest, journal, track, review, refine, learn about yourself, learn about trading, and just do that to your best of your abilities. And every day you're going to pick up on something new. And you're going to apply it. You're going to stop doing the things that were causing you to lose. You're going to start doing more of the things that are causing you to win. And over time, you're going to become a successful trader. It doesn't happen overnight. It could happen in the space of a couple of months because you've done what I've just mentioned. So that's basically point number three, guys. And that's not just me telling you what to do. I'm also talking to myself because we're in the same position right now. I need to do more of the back testing. I need to do more refinement. I need to do more journaling. I need to read all of my journaling notes and refine on my mental process. I need to work on my risk management. Not that I over leverage or anything like that, but my risk management can be inconsistent, meaning I'll risk 1%, then 0.5%, then 0.25%, and it causes that inconsistency. So there are all these little things that we need to work on, guys, as traders to become successful. And we're only going to be consistently profitable when we have got 100% of those under control. And my final point is set yourself up to have the successful and the correct psychology in the first place. Now, that means have another source of income, whether it be a job, have another mission, whether that be uni or college or school or whatever, and have that there as it's not a backup, it's not a plan B, it's there to support you whilst you do trading, because trading is very psychologically demanding, and you need to have the right circumstances for you to be able to be profitable, especially in the beginning. After a while, I think you can do it regardless. But having pressure to be profitable is the worst thing. It causes the most emotional decision making that you could imagine, and it causes you to make the wrong decisions all the time. So make sure that you can relieve as much pressure from yourself mentally while you learn to trade, and that will help you significantly because you will focus on the skill rather than the money. And like we've already discussed, the skill is the most important thing that you need to develop, and it will take time. So hopefully you found that video useful, guys. Look, to those of you guys who seriously want this, we're going to make it. And to those of you guys who don't want to put in the effort or the work, you're not going to make it. It's as simple as that. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort. You have to want it bad enough. You have to believe it. You have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to see it in your mind clearly and believe it with conviction before you can ever achieve something. And on that note, I'll leave you with that bit of wisdom. If you enjoyed that, obviously subscribe, hit the like button. If not, I don't really give a fuck. Peace out.